Okay, in this video we're going to talk about vector addition and scalar multiplication, and all it really says is if you have two vectors, if you want to add or subtract them, you either add or subtract their corresponding components. It says if you multiply a vector by a real number, it says you just multiply each component by that real number. So nothing worse than that. Let's look at a couple examples here. So here we've got three vectors. V has components 0, 2, U has components -1, 4, W has components 5, -3, and we want to find the components of a couple different vectors. So let's do part A here first. We'll do vector W minus vector U. Well, the components for vector W, we said that was 5, -3. And then we're going to subtract away the components of vector u, which are -1 and 4. All we do is we take 5 minus, well, -1. So I'm just subtracting the first components. And then we'll take -3 minus 4. And, well, after we simplify, we'll get 5 minus -1. That's 5 plus 1. So we'll get our first component to be 6. -3 minus 4 will give us -7. So those would be the components of the vector W minus U. Okay, so part B, kind of combining both ideas. So it says take 3 times vector W, which is 5, has components of 5 and -3, plus 2 times vector V, which has components 0 and 2, minus 4 times vector u, which has components -1 and 4. Well, if we distribute the 3, we'll get 15 and -9 for our first, the components of our first vector here, after multiplying. I'll distribute, you can feel, it basically feels like distributing, so 2 times 0 will be just still 0. 2 times 2 will give us 4. If you want to, you can imagine distributing the -4. So you could always think about this as being plus -4. So if we distribute that -4, -4 times -1 will be +4. -4 times 4 will be -16. And now it's addition. You could do these pairwise. You could do them 2 at a time if you want to. But the basic idea is if you have a bunch of addition, you just add all of the respective first components, so 15 plus 0 plus 4, and then our next component would just be -9 plus 4 plus, well, a -16. And let's see, I think we can clean this up without too much trouble. 15 plus 4 is going to give us 19. -9 plus 4 will be -5. -5 plus -16 will be -21. And now we have the components of this new vector, 3w plus 2v minus 4u.